And that is the most important lesson and the thing that really made me say, Simon, go and make this video, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to throw it on the internet. Not even going to put it up at a relevant time. Just going to throw it out there in the morning UK time. Something a little bit different today, but I mean, I thought it was crazy. I thought it was genuinely crazy. We all know who PewDiePie is. There's tons of stories about him. We're not going to worry about that today. But yeah, a picture came out of PewDiePie like a week ago, something like that, and everybody went nuts about it. Everybody went nuts. I had people message me going, oh, Miller, have you seen PewDiePie? And he just looked like a dude that had maybe started working out. He looked quite lean. There's nothing wrong with that. And then there was a bunch of nonsense, which I was going to make a video about at one point. I thought, no, I'm going to leave it, saying, oh, PewDiePie's on steroids. And I was like, people are absolutely crazy. But then in the last 24 hours, PewDiePie actually came out with a video called My Workout Review. I had to watch it because, you know, PewDiePie is one of the biggest celebrities in the world, no matter how you look at it, especially from YouTube terms or on YouTube right now. And I watched through the thing and I just thought, that was the word I'm looking for. I thought it was great. Not going to lie, I thought it was awesome. Given how big his fan base is and how many people listen to him, I thought he threw out such good advice. I thought he was really humble. I thought he was really smart. And it made me feel so good and so happy. I was like, man, I'm going to go through it. It's just so rare to get someone he's not a fitness YouTuber. He admits in the video he's only just getting into fitness. Throw out a bunch of good advice. I mean, listen to this.
I'm not ripped, okay? I'm just lean or whatever. There's a difference. I feel like I still have a long way to go, but...
Boom! Right there. That is the kind of thing that you never see on YouTube especially, or Instagram. I don't care what you look like. I really don't. Whether you're big, you're fat, you're small, you're lean, you're jacked. It's up to everybody else to determine what they think you are, right? So, you know, I may look at someone, you know, to me, big dudes are professional bodybuilders, you know, absolutely super freaks. But to other people, they'll see someone like a Matthew McConaughey or a Brad Pitt, and that will be a big dude. So it's all subjective, of course. But for somebody to come out, and look, he could have come out and gone, yeah, that's right, you know, look what I'm talking about. And it's his prerogative to do so. But for him to come out and just say, look, man, I'm just lean. I'm just at the start of my journey, and I've got a long way to go. It's just good messages.
I hadn't even worked out that day. It's not like I was pumped up or anything. So she shared it on her social media because, you know, it's lame if I share it.
PewDiePie gets it. PewDiePie gets stupid Instagram fitness, which we already talked about.
Oh, he's super rich. He's got like a super good trainer pumping him every day. And he's got like this insane gym at home. He can afford it. So I thought, why don't I just start off by showing what my gym looks like? Welcome. And here's my gym setup.
This is just like, I hope everybody watches this video that wants to get into fitness. Like, again, I know he's been a controversial figure. I'm a Jewish person, so I completely understand that. But he's training in a garage with a little bench, and he's got one of those weights that you can kind of control the actual weightage on just by moving a thing around, which is another great lesson to show out there because it goes to show that you can, it's all about intensity, which he also actually talks about later, but it's also about intensity and how you approach the damn thing. And I did a video about Adele when we talked about this, when people said, oh, well, she only lost weight because she's rich and a celebrity. That helps. Of course it does. If I was a rich celebrity, would I pay somebody to make my food? Probably, because it gets boring after a while. And would I build myself a home gym? Of course I would. That would be amazing, especially given what's happened over the last few months. But it's not the be-all and end-all. This is the be-all and end-all. What do you want, and what are you willing to do to get it? And if you don't want to get it, that's fine. And if you do want to get it, that is also fine.
I put my workout journal here next to all the chemicals. So I write down this is me day one. I was doing flat press 50. I was doing 70. And then I could do, it's not that bad actually. I haven't improved that much.
And he's keeping a workout journal. Not only is he keeping a workout journal, but he also talks about how he wants to do progressive overload. He writes his stuff down so that he knows next time he has to beat it. And when he doesn't, he leaves messages to himself. I mean, you don't need to do that. But hey, if it works for you, why the hell not? We've talked about visualization before. These are all the things that everybody should be doing. So from now on, if I see anybody on the internet going, oh, PewDiePie this, PewDiePie that, in relation to fitness, I'm going to say, no, actually, my friend, he is being very smart about this, and more people could do it.
And don't make the mistakes I made. Properly warm up. Make the right movements.
I ain't got to say nothing.
But I wanted to try and get in better shape at least. So I kind of forced myself to go to a gym. I I was terrified. I had no idea what to expect, and it was just the overconfidence in me just said, okay, you just go in there and just, how hard can it be? You just put up and down weights. Anyone can do that. Don't be me, basically what I'm saying. If you've never been to a gym before, ask a friend to introduce you.
I know I'm just like going on now, but I love hearing stuff like that from people who are in the public eye and again have these massive followings. Because my following is tiny. I have a tiny platform. I massively appreciate it and I love it, but I have a tiny platform. And even I get loads of people messaging me saying, Miro, I'd love to go to the gym, but I'm scared. I'm intimidated. People are going to look at me. People are going to judge me. And, you know, everyone feels that way. But it's so much better coming from somebody that has the amount of success that PewDiePie does. Of course it does, because people put public figures on pedestals and they make them role models. Whether that's good or bad is up for you to decide. But, you know, it's like, you know, that's why you get people running articles like, oh, here's Hugh Jackman's Wolverine workout. Here's what The Rock does. Because, again, people look up to these guys and say, well, I'd like to look like that. And if that's what The Rock does, I'll do it. And it almost works as inspiration. And this operates in the same way. If you've been thinking about going to the gym, you haven't wanted to do it, but now you know that PewDiePie, biggest YouTube star in the world, and has been for a long ass time, had those same feelings, then maybe, you know, in a crazy way, you then get the confidence to go. It's those kind of messages that should always be put out there, not just with fitness, with anything. And I often find that's lost, which is why it's another thumbs up.
I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm just going to be consistent and I'm not going to overdo it. So I did that for a year, this really measly workout, just to be consistent, because, you know, I've been consistent on YouTube and that's sort of been my success, so that can translate into exercise.
Now the man is preaching consistency. I mean, I get taken the mick out of in the comments because I don't mean to, but all the time I say, oh, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And some guy goes, but Miller, what if it is a sprint? I'm like, I'll get you and put you in the toilet. It's honestly, progressive overload, consistency, train smart, and he talks about nutrition later on as well. I may miss that. Hopefully I don't. All the key things you need.
In retrospect, I don't think that was the most important thing to do. The most important thing is to really do it until you fail. Like, you can't push any longer. That should be the goal instead. But
so now we're talking about going to failure, which again is exactly what you want to be doing. I mean, you got to be smart with it. I would always say that, yeah, in your working sets, you should be going as intense and strong as you can. But you know the limitations of your body and you know where you want to go.
So Mondays, I do push exercises. I do chest, heavily on chest. Everyone keeps making fun of my chest in the photo, but it looks better in person. Trust me, it's massive. I got huge titties. And then I finish off with shoulders. I don't remember it in my head, but it's something like that. And then Tuesdays I do leg, squats, deadlifts, yada yada, lunges. And then Wednesday I do pull exercises. Then Thursday I do leg again, and then Friday I finish with a mix of push and pull.
And then we get into, I wrote it down because I didn't forget, we get into his current split. Monday he does push, Tuesday he's doing legs, Wednesday he's doing pull, Thursday he's doing legs again, so you've got your kind of, you know, and then, you know, on Friday he does push and pull. So he's essentially doing the 6-day split that we talked about here before, which I think is the best one, which is push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs, and then rest. Basically making sure you're getting in. He's training muscle groups twice a week, and he admits himself he's a beginner, which means he's already miles ahead of so many other people. Again, you do what works for you. Maybe you want to train him 3 times a week. Maybe you think 1 is enough. I don't want to go over it again, but it's standard science. If you're training it once a week for a year, it's 52 times. Times it by 2 if you're doing it twice, so on and so forth. But honestly, this is why I was so happy to watch this video. If anybody actually goes, I'm going to listen to PewDiePie, and they 100% will. That's what he does. He's an influencer. I mean, that's his job title in many ways. They are going to benefit from it. And they're actually going to be educated when it comes to lifting weights.
You don't really lose weight lifting weights, ironically. You have to change your diet if you want to lose body fat. And probably the biggest difference for me was cutting out alcohol.
And there it is, smashing out the stuff about nutrition, how you've got to do it, how it ties into, you know, your growth and your body and your diet and everything else like that. I tell you, this was not what I was expecting when I watched this. And whatever he was going to say, more power to him. He's got a platform. He's allowed to use it however he so wishes. But again, I'm inundated with nonsense sometimes when I go on the internet, as are you, and people are telling you they're going to get you abs in 5 minutes, and they tell you to get a pen and draw on abs. And you're like, look, just be honest with me, please. I'm begging you. And this is a genuinely honest review about, you know, what he's been doing over the past year or 2 years. 2016, I think he said when he started, so a few years now. But it's just having someone in the right headspace, It did. I can't lie. It pleased me.
As you guys know, I like my whiskey too much. I like my whiskey too much, which was not healthy.
And there's a talk about alcohol as well, which is kind of ties into mental health stuff too. He also, in case I don't clip it, talks about how he used to be quite angry. And he enjoyed that anger as well as drinking the whiskey because he felt they were sort of traits of being a man. And as we all know, people hate this term, but toxic masculinity, but it is a problem. People do suffer with it. And the fact that he's able to move on, you know, from that too, I don't know, it just puts a smile on my face.
One of the best things I've done out of all of these and the change of my life that I'm the most happy about is I looked up how much protein I needed. So you can put in your weight, you can put in your height, and then you can put in how much you work out, and then it tells you, okay, well, this is roughly what your daily protein intake should be. And mine was just way off.
And now he's talking about protein too. I mean, I don't necessarily buy into all those calculations, but I tell you what it is really good for, starting off and getting an idea. And as PewDiePie said, I didn't realize how much protein I wasn't getting. So he increased his protein. It's as simple as that. And if you do that for 6 weeks and realize, I'm putting on some fat, excellent, reduce your protein. Or maybe you're taking on too many carbs. Or maybe, your calories are simply too high. But obviously you need to focus on your your protein macronutrients, because they are your muscle builders. They are your building blocks for everything else. So again, if you don't know where to start and you hear that, it's a great place to start. Go and get a figure that you can aim for, because having miniature goals is so important, because it keeps you focused. If you just wake up and like, I don't know what I'm going to do today, 9 times out of 10 you won't do it. If you wake up and go, well, I'm going to have 5 meals and it's going to consist of this, and my overall target is to get 200 grams of protein in, then you will do it. It's as simple as anything. If you tell yourself you're going to walk to the shop, you'll walk to the shop. But if you get up and you're umming and ahhing, you're probably not walking to that shop. Then the shop's going to be closed. You're not going to get what you wanted from the shop. Then it'll be 10 p.m. and you will be sad.
Last thing, working out will not solve all your problems. It will not fix any sort of issues.
And that is the most important lesson, and the thing that really made me say, Simon, go and make this video, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to throw it on the internet. Not even going to put it up at a relevant time. I'm just going to throw it out there in the morning, UK time. It's 100% true. We did the 10 best ways to get shredded the other day, and I think one of the ones was, you know, make sure you keep your mental health in check. Make sure you talk to people. That's the best way to get shredded, so you don't lose it, you don't go crazy. And that's because you don't want to make sure, it's obviously great to get in shape. It's obviously great to be as fit as you possibly can be, but it will help if you are struggling with other things, but it's not going to solve it. You know, it just never will. There's usually underlying issues. And again, to hear somebody say that, this is what we need in 2020. We need more people talking about this. And I really, really do hope anyone that stumbles across it takes away a pretty damn good message and applies fitness into their life. That helps with their mental health. They then sort out other issues that they may or may not have. And then you're just happy. And what's life about? It really is about being happy. And there you go. Amazing. The PewDiePie workout, which if you are just starting out and you want to take some advice from, I will 100% say that you should. Really, genuinely. The biggest surprise of 2020. Let's leave it there. Like the video, share the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Please hit the bell. Go watch a bunch of my other videos. Hopefully a couple will be up on screen now. Also got a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316. Thank you for everyone that's joined this week. You are making my life right now. You're putting a smile on my face. Otherwise, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.